I remember carrying him. He was trying so hard not to cry. He was so small in my arms. I've never forgotten that feeling. Were eating a roast chicken for dinner. When the man saw his father, who was very old, walking up the road towards them, the man didn't want to share, and so he hid the chicken out of sight. His father came, bid them a good day, and went on his way. The man was very happy and so told his wife to put the chicken on the table again. But the chicken had transformed into a giant toad, which leapt onto the face of the man. The toad wouldn't leave his face and hissed at the wife when she came near, so she didn't dare approach to help. The man had to feed the toad every day from then on, or it would bite his face. And he never rested for the remainder of his life. Like I say, it was a very strange story. Will was asleep before I finished it, which was probably a good thing. I felt strange after reading it. I wondered about whether I really could keep him safe. I knew I would do my best to help him find his place in the world. Any other grandmother would try to do the same. I could still see him sleeping there now, like it was only yesterday. I never thought it would be easy, but I had raised James, so I thought I would be ready for anything from my grandson Will. The world changes so quickly. I remember the family visiting me when Will was a teenager. Do you know Al Martino's Here in My Heart? He had such a lovely voice. It was playing when Robert first kissed me. Robert would hum it to me sometimes. I started a small collection of glass animals many years ago. I would buy a new one whenever I went to Brighton. It's good to get out of the house, enjoy the fresh sea air. I went to visit family in New Zealand after James left home. It was a very long trip. I could only make it once. It's such a shame to be so distant from family. My husband Robert died when Will was young. He was a good writer, but I do wish he had tried a bit harder. Still, I loved him. It was only a matter of time back then before Diana divorced Charles. She'd done that interview, and we all knew it was coming. People seem to believe that all us old folk want to talk about is the weather, so I started the conversation.
I think it's sad. She was bullied into all of this from the beginning.
I could have handled the rest of the conversation better. I lost my temper a bit. I told you before that Sharon is American. She didn't say anything, which was probably a blessing, really. James didn't help. He has always been so obtuse in his views. I wish I'd never even started the conversation. They didn't want to hear my opinion. "Excuse me, I'm going to make some tea," I said. No one offered to help. Was it childish? I don't think any of us wanted tea, but I didn't want to talk to them anymore. I know it seems like a small thing, but maybe it was the first time that I felt apart from Will. There wasn't any choice in my day, but it gave me a quiet life. That was good enough. James and Sharon both held their own views. I knew that. But Will... Back then, society worked by all getting along. You kept your head down. It's easier to stand up from the crowd now, but... well, I don't think it's right. I wish Will understood that you've got to fit in to get along in life. I was scared for him. He had all these views about things, and it was dangerous. Will was only at the start of his life, but those years are so important. I wanted him to keep his head down, not start arguments. I stood there, waiting for the tea to brew. And I cried. He was so headstrong, and he was going to make mistakes. I knew it. I couldn't change his mind. I knew something had been broken that day between Will and I. I took a deep breath and pulled myself together. It doesn't help anything to let others see you get upset. I live by myself. I always have done since Robert went. I had felt this was acceptable until then. Feeling distant from your family is the most awful thing. It's the strangest feeling of mourning. My generation has different values. Oh, goodness, I know that. But I very much believe that they are good. I wasn't prepared to accept that Will wasn't going to talk to me anymore. You can't accept it, really, when you see someone you love putting their future at risk. Those views, liberalism and such like, I knew he would change his mind as he got older. What damage might he do to his life before he saw that you need to fit in to get along? I felt uneasy about that Christmas. We would be together all day. I remember a Christmas after Will had gone to university, but we were all coming back together for the holiday. It's important to keep in touch with your friends. We didn't have the internet back then. I wish people still wrote letters. I was down in the dumps, to be honest. It was good to keep busy making the place look nice.